There we are, we're live. Hello, everyone. This wonderful Wednesday. Welcome to your Wealthy Entrepreneur broadcast. This is Biz with Liz, which it runs every Wednesday. I'm your Wealthy Entrepreneur coach, and I'm here to help you get more clients, charge your worth, and feel fabulous about it. And what I want to discuss with you today is what to do when you feel like giving up. And anyone that tells you who is an entrepreneur, who's at least occasionally or at least once hasn't thought of giving up, is lying to you, okay? And it might have been years and years ago, or it might have been very, very recent. But at some point, we all feel like giving up. I've been there myself. So I'm going to just share with you guys what it's taken to stop me from giving up over the years, and today, now, if I feel a bit demotivated or a bit flat, what I do to get my pizzazz back. And why am I sharing this with you? Because, and I'm glad to say this isn't coming from my clients this week. The question, this whole theme isn't coming from my clients. They're all rocking it, and I love it. It's just so exciting what you're doing, and I know a lot of you will be watching this, so thank you again. You're just absolutely wonderful. And I guess that's one of the first things, is when you are having doubts, when you're struggling, when you feel like giving up, look at the people you are already helping. Look at the impact you're making on them. Look at not just, obviously I teach people to get more clients and charge their worth. That's my promise. And obviously, if I'm not delivering that, then something's amiss. But it's not just about that, for me anyway. I want to deliver that. Of course I do. I'm 100%, 1000% committed to that. But it's also the extra things that light you up. You can see it in my face. I'm smiling now. Good morning, Bonnie. Or good afternoon for us, yes, but good morning for you. So there's so much more to it. A good coach is going to not just impact your business, but your whole life. So I've had clients who have repaired the relationships with their children, with their mothers, with their fathers, even with people who are no longer here anymore. They've let go of that blame and that victim mentality about what their parents did to them. They've come to terms with the fact that they always felt that they weren't wanted as children. They feel like their parents are finally proud of them, even if they're not actually able to say it, because the words physically won't come out of their mouth, or they're not actually here to say it anymore. But they know that they don't have anything to prove anymore. They're out there, they're doing their thing, and they have nothing to prove to a loved one, a parent, spouse, husband, wife, partner, even children. So that's an amazing thing. You know, I've given someone the confidence to say enough is enough to her husband and actually make the move of separating and divorcing. Obviously, that wasn't my objective for working with that client at all, but it's given her the confidence and the strength, and she's been building up to it, and now she's let that go. What a freaking amazing transformation. I've given people the strength to carry on when a loved one has died. I've even helped someone to, and this is their words, not mine, to create the space to allow a pregnancy into their lives, and that was something they've been really trying for 10 years. And they believe that through working with me and shifting things around and working on their self-worth and creating that space physically and psychologically, in terms of, we reworked what she was working on and how she was setting up her life and all the issues that she was having. She's now pregnant. Isn't that amazing? So it's looking far more deeply to what you give to your clients. It's looking at the change in them, the comments they've made, not just their results on paper, but obviously they are very important as well. So we've jumped straight into that, as I very often do. Let me just check on my page who's watching me here. So I can't see who you are. So if you're there, write a comment just so I know who's watching. And I've got Bonnie on my Facebook group and somebody else, but they're being shy. So tell me who you are and say hi. So why am I talking about this? Because a couple of people have asked me, and I was at an event last week, and a couple of people asked me there, and I'm like, I keep getting these questions. And I'm like, oh, you're so amazing, you do so much. How do you do it all? And sometimes I don't do it all very well. Of course, there are things that oh, thanks, Bonnie. Of course, there are things that slip. Sometimes, like I would say, without a doubt, it very rarely slips in my business, but I have to not hold myself back, but someone asked me today, how ambitious are you? Are you still ambitious? I don't think you ever stop being ambitious. You might have a dream to get to there, and then once you get there, you want to get to there. And all I have to do really is not hold myself back, but actually make sure I'm focusing on not just there, but also there, and there, and there, and the whole spectrum. And sometimes that means tweaking my plan slightly. So yes, I'd love to do quarterly events, but that would make my life very difficult with 2 young children. So I'm doing half yearly events, and actually I will have done three events ish, kind of 4 actually. So maybe that's actually, when you take the chance to look back and look what you have done and what you have achieved, which is another big thing. What have you achieved? What is it you're actually doing and putting out there? Actually, that's quite a lot. So hey, I can do it all. I can't do it all, but I can have it all. But I need help in getting it all. That's the key message. So you can have it all, but you can't do it all. So that's one of the key messages I wanted to share with you today. But so another, when I was at this event, there was a few women I met who had given up on their dream or put it on hold so much that they almost thought that their time had passed, that they were too old to do this, or, you know, or what's the point now, because, you know, we're financially secure, so I don't really need to do this. And, or, you know, oh, this is never going to work, I just need to get a job because I've got an urgent need for money. And it's just like, how many people are going to give up on themselves because they have got other stuff going on that's stopping them? And I'm not saying always prioritize your business. I'm not saying that at all. But you can balance, and you can still do stuff to make you brilliant and give you the ability to have an impact on people. I feel like I'm warbling now, so I'm going to get more to the point. So there was also one lady I spoke to very recently who has almost given up on her dream because her husband hasn't been supportive. And this is something that I used to really struggle with. I'm glad to say now my husband's come round. He has his own coach, which I never thought would be the case. But that's made a phenomenal difference in his life. And he's getting into the law of attraction, and he's doing his thing, and it's amazing, and we're more of a team now, so that has had a great help. And what I would say to the people that aren't where I am now, that are still really struggling, especially if you're getting into spiritual stuff and the whole coaching industry and maybe EFT and manifestation and law of attraction, and you're with someone who's never heard of those things, imagine how you were when you first heard of them. You thought, what a load of rubbish, what a crock of shit, you know. And you're probably far more open to these things. So just be respectful and understanding that they're just not in the same place as you, and you're on different journeys. And let's keep believing and hoping that it will turn around, like I did with my husband, and it did. Took a lot for that to happen, but it did eventually. So I put this post up about these women giving up on their dreams, and it had a lot of reaction to it, and it just really touched me. And I just think women not just women, men as well, men that are in corporate and won't follow their dreams to become a coach or a whatever it is that they do, a hypnotist or anything spiritual or anything at all, a sports coach, a teacher, giving up on it just because, well, I've made the money here. There's a way that you can do it. You can do it part-time and build it up. You can do it and then switch. Or you could just have it as a hobby, but it could be a hobby that makes you money. Or it could just be a hobby. And any of those things are fine, as long as you're clear on what you want and you don't feel like you're lucking out on your opting out on yourself. I can't find the words. So the other discussion that came up was we had this discussion about it was about personal trainers, and I said, oh, I went to this place where I can't say too much because the person, yeah, anyway. So so there's this personal trainer I know who just looks so fit. You look at her body and you're in awe, and you just think, I want to look like you. And I'll probably never look like her because I'm not a personal trainer. I don't spend all my day, every day, exercising and teaching others to exercise. But she walks her talk, and she's so inspirational. And then I was having a discussion with someone who said that someone else wasn't, and their husband actually came to their defence and said, well, you get really good football coaches who have never been great football players. And, you get, great drama teachers who were never successful actors themselves. And so it's kind of like, so I'd love to know from you guys watching and you guys watching on the replay, just type in the comment of what you believe on this, because I just find it fascinating. I think it's slightly different in coaching. If you're not a good coach and you haven't got a good coaching practice yourself, how can you really coach other people on doing the same? It doesn't feel aligned to me. If I was a fat and unfit personal trainer, I'd feel a bit of a fraud, frankly. That might be fine for some people, but it's not for me. So I think we all sit on different spectrums. And this doesn't have that much to do with giving up, but I think it does come into it, because if we feel like a fraud, then we're not going to feel comfortable about what we do. We're going to feel low in confidence and low in sort of authority and expert status. And I think to be successful nowadays, you want to be seen as the expert, but more and more importantly, and this gets missed so much, you want to be seen as the expert, but you've got to feel like an expert. You've got to feel like one. So if you're struggling for clients, if you're a personal trainer and you're carrying a few extra pounds, sort it out. I'm sorry, this is harsh, but sort it out. You want to walk your talk. If I came on here and moaned and said how awful my life was, who would want to coach with me? That would be ridiculous. And, appearances and looks are the same as actions. And when it's something physical like fitness and diet, it's really looking that way. So it's like walking your talk, being true to who you are, but also true to what you're teaching and showing that it works. And, if you do what I do, then it'll work for you, because this is where I used to be. This is where I am now. So if you take the same steps, you can get where I am now, if that's where you want to be. So again, it's looking at how aligned you feel, how good you feel about yourself, and making sure you do feel good. And if you don't feel good, change something, make a change. Are we going to spend our whole lives being feeding that self-saboteur? Or are we going to actually say, no, enough is enough? Today I was a little bit low on energy and like, oh, really? I don't want to have to make more calls. I don't want to have to do this. I'm working on my event. I'd really like to get stuck into the detail now, but I've got a few more slots to fill. And for me to feel like overly confident that that I am where I want to be at this point. And I was falling into that trap of feeling a bit sorry for myself. And, I kind of went there for a bit and was like, this is quite tough. And I thought, right, come on, Liz, literally almost slap myself around the face. Sometimes I do, just like give myself a little slap, like, come on, is life that hard? No. If I was at work, in a job, being like having my work assessed for my appraisal by my boss, would this be good enough? No. So therefore, Liz, stop your moaning, put on an audio or something that's going to raise your vibration. I listen to The Secret or The Power when I'm feeling really low, and just gives me, even if I listen to it for 5 minutes in the car, it just gives me that little like shove, that little, yeah, come on. And or some really loud, exhilarating music, or like going for a run, doing some sprints on the treadmill, lifting some heavy weights, getting my body moving, getting myself moving. What did I do then? I had a shower. I need to run anyway because I've done workouts. So I did my workout, had a shower, and like, if you feel shit, go and put some makeup on. Go make yourself look nice. I spent literally 5 minutes doing my makeup. I can do my makeup really quickly. I do not understand how it takes people hours to do makeup. It takes me a bit longer if I'm going for a big night out, but it doesn't take much to shove some earrings in and a necklace around your neck. Doesn't take much to make you feel better. Okay, I can see I've got my thermal vest showing, so I haven't done that good a job. Didn't look in the mirror too much, but it's made me feel better. I'm standing taller. I haven't got my heels on because I'm not presenting in front of people, but if I was, I'd wear a pair of high heels. It makes me feel better. So look at yourself in the mirror. Say, is this good enough? You know, I'm not saying we have to prescribe to looking pretty and putting makeup on, but if it's going to make you feel better just by wearing some smart clothes, or, you know, doing what you need to do to make yourself feel better and be the version of you that you want to be. And, you know, if you never wear makeup, I don't have a problem with that at all. But if wearing makeup makes you feel better, then do that, okay? Just like if going for a run makes you feel better, do that. If going for a run makes you feel shit about yourself, then don't do it. Find another form of exercise that you really enjoy and that you're going to look forward to doing. So I hope you've got the right message from me there. Okay, and then what else do I want you to do? I want you to home in on what is your passion, what is your dream, what is it that you love about what you do? And I touched on this at the beginning, you know, looking at my clients and the success they're having, not just in their business, but, you know, what are you here to do? If you were kind of lined up in front of a guy that was going to shoot 5 of you and save the rest, or you had to present your case to God as to why you should carry on living, that might be a bit less emotive, sorry. Apologise for that slightly politically insensitive analogy there. But if you had to really like say, no, this is why I'm here. This is why I deserve to be on this planet. This is what I was meant to do. I'm helping people. I'm inspiring them. People say I'm helping them in their Facebook comments. My clients say this. You know, comments on my blog or feedback on something I put out there. You know, people at my events say that how amazing and life-changing it was. Remember that. Get the feedback. Write it down so you can look at it again and really know why you're here. Okay? And if you can't do it, get someone else to do it. Okay, because sometimes when we're in it ourselves, it's hard to big ourselves up. So arrange to meet someone for coffee. Face-to-face is always better if it can be. I know people are busy, but let's not always do Skype. Let's go and meet someone face-to-face. I'm meeting someone for a coffee quite soon. And because I've kind of missed her. I love chatting to her. I always feel excited and uplifted just by listening to what she's up to. And because of her interest in me, and she, you know, it's a really balanced two-way thing. But pick the right person. If that's what you need, great. If you need to have a real moan to like your sister or your husband or wife or your best friend, do that. But don't go to the person that's just going to go, oh, I know, life is so shit, isn't it? Go to someone that is going to listen to you and acknowledge your feelings, but also going to bring you up and help you realise all the stuff I've said before about what you have achieved and how proud they are of you. And, you know, don't give up, this is amazing, those kinds of things. Reach out to your community. And all of you will have a community. Even if you don't realise it, I bet you have. You could put a post on Facebook now and say, hey, can anyone jump on the phone with me? I'm feeling really low and I'd just like to talk to someone. You know, we all do these posts that say, hey, my door's always open. Is it really? You know, let's not just test it with some false posts. Actually reach out to people, because they don't know you're struggling unless you tell them. People aren't mind readers, and everyone is so busy nowadays. There's so much going on. We don't take the time. We should, but we don't take the time to really make sure our friends and family are okay. So if we don't hear from them, we just assume that they're okay. And that's not what life should be about, is it? So reach out to your own community. And if you really feel you haven't got one, then find one. Get another one, get an additional one. If you can't talk about your business with your family and friends because they don't get you or they don't get your business, especially if it's like slightly alternative or spiritual, or they don't say you're into, I don't know, holistic medicine or you're a naturopath or something, and a lot of your friends are surgeons, for example, I know because I have this issue slightly, then they're probably not the best person to share with about your business. So find someone that is, and find a community. There's hundreds on Facebook, but don't just go in there and grab and take. Give as well. Givers gain. If you give, you receive. Okay, so get in there and help other people. The community in my client group is so awesome. It's just and Bonnie, you'll know this. Okay, I'm gonna come back to your comment, Bonnie. But the community is there, and they are so loving and supportive to each other, and they make my life really a lot easier because there's so much love and support there for them already. And to know that I've created that is one thing, but it's not about that. It's about the fact that they're there and they are with each other, and really, really amazing friends that have been made there. So Bonnie, let's come to your event. I've been called a fraud before. They said, how could I coach people on how to live a great life when my life isn't that great? So this is really good stuff, Bonnie. Would have been very, very hurtful for them to say that, and I completely honour you for having to go through that and really acknowledge how much that must have hurt. And in one of our calls, we can do some tapping on that, just to let that go. And anyone out there that is struggling with comments like this, don't suffer in silence, because it's awful. The things people say are so hurtful, and they might not have meant anything by it, but they might have done. So there's some nasty people out there, and we just don't want to let them in. So if you know you're going to be exposed to that person or those kinds of comments, a great trick, and I teach this to my children, it sounds a bit ridiculous for adults, but like, pretend that you're putting on a protective cloak, like this cloak of steel that doesn't allow any horrible judgmental words to penetrate it at all, and they just bounce off. And it works with kids. Kids are so literal. Doesn't always work with adults, because we overanalyze and like, oh, how ridiculous, or what is it? Is it a real cloak? Is it imaginary? Is it energetic? Blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. Just put it on and let it protect you. Let's not overthink it. Bonnie, yeah, we'll do a little bit of tapping on that. And actually, I did one before in a Biz with Liz a while ago that should be on YouTube, so you can check that out. It would be the Judgments call, and I know there's one in our membership site as well. I can put you to that. But I think this also comes down to ideal client. You're not trying to teach people with a good life to have a great life. Excuse me. You're trying to help people feel better about where they are, whether that's right down in the dumps or just feeling sorry for themselves, and actually they are quite blessed. Is your life not that great? I think you've made it pretty great. I think you are doing great things, and actually you're never going to inspire everyone. Okay, you're never going to inspire everyone. I'm not the right coach for hundreds and thousands of people, but I am the right coach for hundreds and thousands of other people. So you're never going to inspire everyone. And yeah, it's hard, isn't it? But just know that it's fine. It's their issue. It's not yours. Okay. It comes down to ideal client. Who is it that you really want to help? And as you get more clients, you'll be clear on that, because your ideal clients you'll get the best results with, and you'll get the most enjoyment out of working with them. So that will come. But just fuck them. You don't need that shit to penetrate you. Just let it. I'm not going to say let it go, because it's not that easy. But don't allow them to bring you down, because think of it's like a scales. If you imagine scales and you put all the good comments and all the great feedback you've had, that gets heavier, and it goes, and you have one bad comment and it almost tips the scales, because a bad comment is worth 1,000 good comments. But what you've got to do is keep topping up that positive side of the scale, and actually say, no, they've got more weight. That positive feedback has more weight than that one negative feedback. So actually my scales are pretty well balanced. That way. That's what matters. That is what carries the weight, and that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm not going to focus on this thing over here. So I hope that helps, Bonnie. So community, we talked about community. My last point is get to an event. So I went to an event last week, I mentioned earlier. It didn't leave me massively motivated, because it left me quite frustrated, because I met a lot of women who were in that stuck position, as I talked about. But it did inspire me. It was a bit samey. It was a bit oh, I'm so amazing, I've made all these millions, join my coaching program and then you will too. Oh, you just need to write a book. Oh, you just need to have an online presence. Oh, you just need to do this, you just need to do that. And for the newbies in the room, I just think that's so unfair because it's so overwhelming. And they end up, you know, I met this lady, she signed up to 3 different offers. How is she ever going to be able to implement that? You know, she's new, she can't write a book yet, she doesn't know what to write it on, she doesn't even know what she's doing. And she signed up to a few £1,000s product, which is going to teach her how to write a book and get her an Amazon #1 bestseller. Yeah, it's great. You can have that in your back pocket. Is it going to grow your business when you haven't even got a business and you don't even know what you want to do? It doesn't add up, does it? So so that's why I'm kind of falling out of love with a lot of events, because now I'm not at the stage where I'm buying everything and thinking I need to do everything and then feeling rubbish when I don't, because there's just too much to do. And because I don't do it 100%, I do 5 things at 25% rather than 1 thing at 100%. I don't get the results, so I get frustrated. I feel like it's me, not the product. And actually, it's not me, it's probably not even the product. It's I did it at the wrong time. And that's the same for a lot of these people. So pick the right event at the right time. And if you know, if you're at a point where you want to leverage and you want to get more expert status and you've had great results, get a book deal. Absolutely fantastic. It will position you as an expert. But if you're not, you don't need that yet. It's not going to suddenly ping you into superstardom and make you amazing when you don't even know what you're going to be coaching people on. So and when you're still really struggling with all this saboteur and all this limiting beliefs and all those kinds of things, and money blocks and success blocks. So that is why my event, there's not going to be pitching from guests. I have guest speakers, but they're not pitching. It's absolutely what I believe, and I know that you need when you're getting started, or when you've been going and you're not having the success that you want, because there'll be a few key things that probably just need tweaking, and you'll get those clients. And once you're getting those clients, then you can go, okay, now I'm going to have all these fancy funnels. Now I'm going to have all this online stuff. Now I'm going to do a book deal. All those things, that would be great for you. The problem is with events, often the wrong people are in the room. The right people to buy, but the wrong people that are going to get the results out of these offerings. So, so my event, and I'm sure it's not unique, but it's pretty cool. We're going to be doing a lot on slaying that saboteur, on releasing you from those limiting beliefs, on actually what is it that you really want, not what you think you want. Excuse me. Not what someone tells you you can or can't have. Not, oh, well, I'll settle for this because I've got all of this going on. Yes, that's going to come into it, and that will impact what you decide upon, but that's not going to pull it away from you before you've even started. So where is it I want to be? What is it I want to be doing? And okay, if that's what I want, then actually what is all the stuff that's stopping me? And let's deal with that. So that's day 1. We're going to deal with all that crap that keeps you back, that keeps you small, that stops you from filling your potential, stops you living your dream, bringing your dream into reality. It's called Dream It, Believe It, Achieve It, remember? So it's going from a dream into a belief. So a real belief that you can do this, a belief about your passion and your ability to fulfill your passion and your purpose. And then day 2 is all about, okay, that's what you want. How are we going to make sure that you achieve that? So you're going away with a proper plan, and you're going away having figured out a few key things that are going to be fundamental to your success. Like, what is it? How do you describe what you do? Who is it that you do that for? What are the results and the benefits that you give to people? Not just, I'm an EFT practitioner and I can help you do this, 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 and this. Like I used to say, and funnily enough, that wasn't that successful. Not, I'm a nutritionist or I'm a naturopath. What do you actually provide your clients with? What's the transformation that they get? Because once you've got that, that's going to hook people in. And then you want to create a story. And I'm very careful with that word, because a story sometimes sounds like, oh, that's a good story. like it's not true. This is going to be the truest story, the reason why you do what you do, and just bring that out in a way that you can talk about it. That's not really long and not really elongated. Why is it you do what you do? That someone's going to go, oh wow, that's really inspiring. I want to know more. So those conversations are going to be sorted out once and for all on this day's training, okay, over the 2 days, but this is what we're focusing on day 2. And then that vision for yourself, that you created on day 1, how are you going to step into that? What do you need in place to allow that to happen? I've talked about some of the things, but then there'll be other things like a clear marketing plan, clear focus for the next few months and beyond. I'll take you through my planning process. And it's like when you're starting, or if you're not having the results. So this is great if you're starting. Obviously, I think that's plainly obvious. This is also great if you're really not having the success that you want. Oh, luscious Liz, thanks, darling. Hello. I haven't even got any lipstick on. This is for you if you're at that point where, okay, I'm now clear on my message, but I'm still, something's not right. I'm still not getting these clients. I've got a fabulous offering, but it's still not landing right. We will figure out why during that day. You can't beat a load of people being able to give you feedback in the room, live feedback like that. And that will help you figure it out. We did this before on a client-only workshop I ran, and it was so powerful. Like, I got it because I've been working with the person for a while. I was like, okay, I understand what you do, but you're not explaining it to me. So put it out to the room, and that feedback was worth its weight in gold. And it got done literally like that. So I hope I've encouraged you, and I don't want to use the word convinced, but this, the early bird is finishing soon. And I'm on a course for the next 3 days. Well, yes, 3 days. So if you are at all interested, you need to reach out to me. It's going to be awesome. Just reach out to me. I'll send you the info. You can sign up. I'll put the link in here now. You can go directly to the sign up page. But if you've got any worries, let me know, and I will make sure I will have a conversation with you before it goes up to the early bird, which is supposed to be on Monday. If we don't get, Amy's looking forward to it. Yay! If we don't get a chance to speak before then, I will honour that price as long as you've booked your call before then. So just reach out to me. You can PM me. You can email me, liz@elizabeth-mary-hancock, and we will go through that. I can't spend tons of time on the phone because I've got very limited time at the moment. But if you're having a wobble and you're not sure if it's right for you, I want to make sure it is. I don't want to just convince you to come because I only want people there that are going to get a lot out of it. If you're not ready, or if you are, too advanced, which I can't, that wouldn't be possible unless you are, why would you wouldn't even consider it then. Most of us still have developments to make. And, even if you're really acing it, I bet you've still got a money block somewhere. And I bet you wouldn't fail to feel inspired and motivated and making some tweaks to your business while you're in that room. We all have to guard our time. We have to be careful where we're spending our time. But if there's any confusion about your message, if there's any doubt in you about your ability to succeed, you need to be at this event, the 30th of November and the 1st of December. It's only in Baker Street in London, dead easy to get to, and it's going to be awesome. So I will leave those thoughts with you. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. This is the Wealthy Entrepreneur Coach, coaching you to get more clients, charge your worth, and feel fantastic about it, and create this community that I love so much. So thank you for being a part of it. Lots of love to you.